Today, we're going to look at a Coder Foundry student's portfolio project and how you could use that during the interview process. Finding a software job can be very stressful and time-consuming. And that's why I was glad to write the book, Breaking the Code, to give you those 5 essential steps that will help you in your interview process. So pick up a copy of Breaking the Code at Amazon or any other major outlet. So here at Coder Foundry, during our 12-week bootcamp, we built 3 full-stack projects. Now, everybody knows that we build a bug tracker, but we also build a project called the Financial Portal. What you're about to see is a recent grad, Coder Foundry grad, Brian Quinn, and he's demonstrating his financial portal to prospective employers. Now, I want you to pay close attention to the attention to detail, the UI, but how he weaves in the things that he did to make a certain feature work. He's talking about the technology stack while he's demoing features. I think this is a very subtle technique, but is also highly effective when you're talking to prospective employers. So without further ado, let's look at Brian Quinn's financial portal.
All right, guys, so we're going to start off today. We're going to start off with my personal portfolio. This is my professional portfolio that I built from scratch using Bootstrap 4, which is something I used in the project as well to build my whole front end. So this right here is the portfolio, and we have a menu here that moves around a little bit from top to bottom, and we have a few different parts of this. We've got some coding challenges here. I know if you've been watching the Coder Foundry channel, you see all kinds of things about Fizz Buzz, so you can play around and test some things out there. There's some skill set stuff here that you can click on and kind of see what I use and what I'm familiar with and that kind of stuff. And then there's this little About Me section where you can click on the resume to see all my experience and contact information there as well. So we're going to go up to the projects here. There's a few projects that I've created with Coder Foundry, and you're going to be able to get to all of them here. I have a personal blog. I have a full-scale bug tracker or issue tracker that we've built. And then I have the financial portal, which is what we're going to see today. I have both a web API that you could check out. It has Swagger built in, so you can test it right there in the browser. You don't have to worry about creating any of the API calls. And then we have what we're going to do today, which is the actual application. So this is Money Portal. What you have here is you have a full login system. It uses the identity API of Microsoft.NET. It's really full-scaled and really functional. Everything from password recovery is built in to sign up to external users, etc. It's really great, easy to put in there. We're not going to go over that too much today because we all know how a login system works. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into one of the demos. So right now we're in a demo user. This is a personal user. You're going to see right here, we always have track of what that user is in the system. It's called a role. He's in the personal role, and what you have here is you have some bank accounts. The idea with the personal user is to create bank accounts. They can then go on to create a household or join someone else's household. We'll start off by creating a bank account. When you click on this, you have a modal pop up. This is a Bootstrap 4 modal, and we're going to create a name. Let's call this Wells Fargo, and we're going to have a checking account. Create a balance of 10,000, a low balance of 2,500, not 1,000. You create that. We're going to see a quick little refresh here, and then you're going to see we have our Wells Fargo account in here. You're going to notice there's a different icon for each of these accounts. Depending on what type of account, the icon will change. We have savings accounts, we have credit accounts, and we have checking accounts. When we go into Wells Fargo, you're going to see the basic page. You have no transactions in here. You have your basic balance, and you can see there's no spending, deposits, or transactions. You have an edit account button, and you can go up into edit account. We can change these. We can just rename it WF real quick. We're still checking. We'll change our balance or our low balance alert to about 3,000. Hit update, and you'll see it has changed. It refreshes back to the page, shows that you're on that specific account, and it's changed your information. You have 3,000 right in there. So now we're going to delete this one real quick. And if you've ever used applications like mint.com, they popularized this thing where you want to make sure that you want to delete it. So you have to type in a word to make sure. If you don't type in the right word, it won't work. So this is just double checking that you really want to delete this account. We're going to put in delete, and that account is now gone. So let's go into one of the accounts that has some transactions and information here. You can see our current balance, our spending. We're going to add a new transaction. See, the last one was a deposit, so let's spend some money. We're going to spend $50. We're going to do a point of sale. And what did we buy? We just got some groceries. Let's add that. Now, what you're going to see, this page is not going to refresh. All of a sudden, our form emptied out. At the top of our transactions, you could see the new transaction of $50 for groceries just popped up. And you have this toaster notification up at the top that says your transaction has been added. Everything on this page is done with asynchronous AJAX calls. So we're going to close that real quick. They will close on their own. But when you click add here, or when you edit a transaction, which I'm going to show you in a second, everything's done through a jQuery AJAX call. It submits everything, it does the processing, and then it returns some data or a value. And we use that return to put that new transaction right at the top of our table here. When we go into this table, you can see we have some tabs, so we can kind of filter these by deposits, transfers, withdrawals. So you can filter everything real nicely there. And then I'm going to show you how we can edit this. Let's say we wanted to be a little bit more descriptive about these groceries. And we'll just edit this real quick. Groceries from Costco. And then we'll change this. The card number was a check when we wrote them. When we click save here, you're going to notice a toaster pop up again so that we know the transaction has been updated. And we're going to go back to our information. You can see that the transaction type has been changed to check. Your memo has been updated to from Costco, and we didn't change the amount. The amount stayed red because we still have a withdrawal, and the monthly spending stayed the same. So let's say we actually got a refund from Costco. We're going to change this to a deposit. They gave us $50 back. They overcharged us. What you're going to see up at the top is you're going to see your deposits jump up and your monthly spending jump down. And you're going to see that what was a red 50 is going to be a green 50. So right there, asynchronously, we did all that. After we submit this and we get that data back, what we do is we make a call and we update this whole statistics bar. All this changed automatically. And then we take that information back and we do a little bit of JavaScript where we say, okay, what is this? A deposit, a transfer, a withdrawal, and we just change that color accordingly. Everything there, really simple, really intuitive. You don't have to jump around to other pages. It just works, it refreshes, and then you're on to the next thing. So what we're going to do now that we've seen how the accounts work is we're going to jump up to our lobby and we're going to talk about households. We're going to delete a household, and I'm also going to show you one way to join a household. One of the features I built in here is an invitation code. What you could do is you send somebody an email to invite them to your household, and they can click on a link and register, or they can copy that code right into this page, hit join, and they'll join the household. We're going to create from this personal. Now, I want to remind you about how we're logged in as a personal user. That's their role right now. When we create this household, we're going to do something really cool. We'll create Brian's Lodge. I'm going to say, welcome to the great outdoors. When we create this, the page is going to refresh. All of a sudden, you're going to notice a household dashboard. But if you look up here, we're no longer a personal user. We're an owner of the household. So what we did was we changed your role. We created a household, and then we refreshed the authentication. So what that did was you're no longer logged in as a personal user. You're still logged in. Now you're an owner user. So real quick, we'll just show you that this is the dashboard, and you have some things that we're going to go over in a minute. Transactions, accounts, members. We have the same setup as for a delete household as you do for a bank account. You have this little delete check, and as long as you do it right, It'll delete, and you see we just went back to a personal user. We have a lobby again instead of a household dashboard, and that's the basic create and delete of a household. We're going to log out of this real quick, and we're going to go into our member. We're going to see what it's like to be just a member of a household. A member is the basic user of a household. Just like a personal user, you have access to bank accounts. They all stay with you if you were to leave the house. But you also have access to certain things within the household now. You can see this household has a number of bank accounts added to it. We'll show you the bank accounts. So it looks like it has 3 bank accounts added to it, and they're all owned by the demo owner. So what we're going to do is we're going to start adding a couple of our bank accounts to the household. Up here, you see link bank account. This is going to do a little drop down. We're going to have a drop down menu here, and this shows the 3 bank accounts that we own. You see 2 Discovers and a Bank America. We're going to go to Bank of America real quick, and we're going to hit link. Now, again, you see a quick notification. The page did not refresh, so asynchronously, we linked this bank account to the household. Automatically, this drop down does not have that bank account anymore because it knows it's already linked. So real quick, we're going to do this 2 more times. We're going to link both bank accounts. And as you see, you get a couple of notifications at the same time. You've also noticed if you caught it quick enough, all these numbers continuously updated as you added bank accounts. And our drop down went away. We don't have a button anymore. It knows that we don't have any more accounts to link, so it gives us a little error there. We do have some little controls built in here. We'll just close that for now. You can see now that we have our dashboard with all of our totals in here. We also have a couple charts that show how much spending we have in each of our budgets. And then we have a second chart that shows the budget items of each one of those categories. So you can see here we have utilities, entertainment. And when you click this drop down and move, it'll show you the breakdown for each one of these categories. Really simple, all done again with Ajax calls. Every time you change the drop down, we request new information and we display it in a chart. So what we're going to do real quick, we'll go to the bank accounts. We're going to remove one of these. Let's just take this out. Another place here just quickly updates, shows you that an update, right? We just dropped from somewhere around 41,000 to 33. Everything's up to date. Let's go over to our transactions. The transactions page is where we use our budget system. Right here, we can't edit those transactions because the transactions don't belong to the household. They belong to the user. If I wanted to edit my transactions, I would go to my bank account and edit those transactions. From here, though, is where we get to start creating or adding things to our budget. So we have, let's see, we have a Lowe's thing here. So we spent some money at Lowe's, which probably was home repair. So what you see is you see this drop down with a bunch of budget categories, just like what we saw on the chart. And we see individual budget items underneath them. You can't select the category, but you can select the item. So we're going to hit home repair here, and you're going to see another notification. We have asynchronously, when we change that, we've saved this specific transaction with this budget item, home repair. We have a couple things, like let's say this Apple store wasn't tech. We're going to remove it. We have all the way at the bottom, we have a remove budget. See a quick yellow notification, the budget has been removed, and this no longer has a budget. So if we were to pop back to the charts, you would see that change instantly. Everything's up to date. So let's change this back to tech so we have some more things in our charting. Let's see what else we have. We have some tech from Newegg. We'll just keep setting a few of these. So then now we go back over to our dashboard. You're going to see our charts here. You have shopping went up a little bit. If we go to shopping, you're going to see we have a lot of new stuff in tech. Those are the 3 things we just added. So that's how you create, or that's how you add a budget to your items. We're going to log out of here. We're going to show you how to create. You can see actually, I'll show you real quick. Up in the dashboard, you only have one option as a member. You can leave the household or you can link your bank accounts. We're going to log out of our member user now, and we're going to go into our owner to show you the last few pieces of functionality here. As you can see immediately on the dashboard, we have a couple of new options. We have invite members, we have create budgets, and instead of leave household, we have delete household. If a member leaves a household, they take all their accounts with them. They're no longer a part of the household. If an owner deletes a household, all those members automatically become personal users. They keep their bank accounts, but they're no longer linked to a household, and that household is removed from the database. We're not going to show that just because we need some of this info in here for demo purposes. We're going to go over the next couple things that an owner has, which is invite members and create budgets. In invite members, we have a nice little option here. Instead of just adding one person, so let's say myself. I was going to invite myself. We could comma separate these, and we could add several people. Let's say we add something that wasn't a valid email, like me.me. I'm going to do a personal message. Hey, guys, join the house. When we click invite here, we're going to see another notification, and it's going to show you something. We have 3 different comma separated values here. What you notice on this notification is it says you have sent 2 invitations. It filters through each one of those. It could tell that me.me, it couldn't tell. We have to do a check to make sure each string in that total string, we separated to smaller strings. Each one of those is an email. We have to do that check. And what we do is, if it's not an email, we don't send the invitation. So we knew that that third one wasn't an email. We sent out 2 invitations, and we alert you back that you sent out 2, not 3. So one of those obviously did not work. So I think you just saw in the corner there, I may have missed it, but you can see I have a 1 here. I just got that email that has the invitation code and all of that. So the next thing we're going to show you, and I believe this is the last thing we have to go over, is our create budgets page. This is really cool. You can see in here we have a number of budgets already. These are the same budgets you saw in those drop downs. You have your categories, and then you have your individual items. So let's delete one of these real quick. Actually, it looks like we have one. In healthcare, we just have this create an item. What that's saying is you created a budget, but you didn't create a budget item for it. So we're going to go over to healthcare, and we're going to create a new item for that. We're going to call it deductibles. When we hit create item, you're going to see your toaster notification. This refreshed itself real quick. You see in healthcare, instead of create item, you see deductibles. All this refreshed itself real quickly. The page did not refresh itself. Let's create a new budget. Let's see what we have. We have a good amount of these. Let's do, we'll just start at gaming. We all like the game. Description is unspent on online games and subscriptions. We'll set a budget. Probably shouldn't spend more than $150 a month on that. We create this budget. You see your notification. We're going to see a new gaming right there. Your total budget went up here, and it went up here. And then this drop down for your budgets has also been updated to show gaming. And again, this page did not refresh. Each one of these individual items was updated real time. So that right there is your create budget system. So at this point, that's pretty much everything that an owner can do. And again, an owner also has their own bank accounts and everything like that. So if this owner did delete this household, he would also become a personal user, and he would retain his bank accounts. All right, so let's log out. All right, so that right there was Money Portal. That is my financial portal system that I built over the course of 3 weeks at Coder Foundry.
What you've just witnessed is a project from Quinn, his financial portal. This project is built with MVC, C#, SQL, and it's built in about a 3 to 4 week time frame. Now, you can witness from Brian's professional demo that he's very skilled and very ready for work. As of the taping of this, August 2020, he is looking for a job since he's just graduated. So if you're interested in hiring Brian for your organization or your project, reach out to us by email at partnerships@coderfoundry.com. The other thing I want you to think about this, if you're a first-time learner or you're looking for that first software job, is look into the detail that Brian goes into when he's demoing it. He's showing you the features, but at the same time, he's weaving in how he built things. And that's a very subtle but very effective technique during the interview process. So if you're watching this and you feel motivated to getting that first software job, I invite you to go to coderfoundry.com/job roadmap. We would love to be your teacher, your coach, or a mentor to put you on that road to getting that first software job. That's coderfoundry.com/job roadmap. Anyway, I hope this helps. Good luck and keep coding.